on, man. It's the day after Easter, you know what I'm saying? I did the pork roast, the mac and cheese, the greens, the whole shot, the stuffing. We did all that yesterday. But the question is, what do you do with the rest of the meat, the leftovers? You know what I'm saying? So what I specialize in is taking the rest of the roast, which is what I have left right here, the closest thing to the bone, the hip bone. This your pork roast that I did yesterday. We're gonna take it, break it down, add your Latin spices to the situation, cilantro, salsa, your multiple cheeses. We're gonna do some tacos, some tostados, and take it to a whole different situation. Next day stuff, Chef Boom, Latin flavor party, day after Easter. Let's go. Day after Easter, you know what I'm saying? What do I do with the leftovers? You take the pork roast that I did, closest to the bone, the hip bone, you know what I'm saying, where the flavor at. Take your Latin spices, you feel me? Cilantro, fresh salsa, your multiple cheeses. We're gonna do a taco situation. Day after Easter, tacos, the pork. Let's go. So you got your flat pans. Let's get our shells ready. You know what I'm saying? Now, Chef Boom, I got the street taco shells, which is the little small micro joints that you see at your food trucks on the street. You know what I'm saying? And then I got your full size corn tortillas. You feel me? For the full blown taco situation. I like to have both going. You know what I mean? Put my oil. You know what I mean? Crisco, vegetable, whatever you prefer. Your heat gotta be on medium high. Feel me? About a tablespoon worth. If you don't know how to do it like that, you gotta get a real tablespoon and go on and measure that out. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. Let that heat up for about 5 to 7 minutes. Once it starts spreading out like you see it doing, how you see it separating, going to the side, and once it's able to flatten out like it is, you know what I mean? My heat is real high, so I can go ahead and get started with mine. So I'm gonna do one small, I'm gonna do one regular size. And then we're gonna get those cracking, and I'm gonna show you how to build your tacos once those is done. Chef Boom, flavor party, leftovers. Of course, size matters. You know what I'm saying? With the bigger shells, you gotta let those go a little bit longer before you flip them over. The small shells are smaller, so they take less time. Flip them over a little bit earlier, you feel me? Because you just want that side to be nice and oiled up. Saturated, no. Coated, yes. Get that crispiness on there. And then once you get the texture that you desire, you flip them over in half. Of course, you want to use a fork. Chef Boom fingertips is seasoned like, you know what I mean, veterans. You fold them over and you get your taco styles going, and you flip them over on each side after about 2 minutes. Chef Boom. Now, a lot of people be wondering what this thing is. This is what you call a honer. You feel me? Straightened. And not necessarily is the sharpener, which you might misconstrue. You feel me? It's actually to keep your knife straight, so it cuts straight, even cuts, and low-key sharpens it too at the same time, but it just keeps it polished. How you take that turtle wax and polish that 6'9" Camaro, that's what this do. I mean, honer. Still, Chef Boom. So guess what it's time to do now, party people? It's time to take this thing and fabricate it off the bone so that we can make our protein for our tacos. So, of course, you take that thumb, you hold that thing there, you take your other hand that you write with, whatever you do with, slice it on down. Slice it on down, off the bone. So of course you got little creases in there though. So you got meat in there, you got meat on the side. Get the little easiest parts off first, and we'll dice it up and all that later. We'll do all that later. All I'm doing right now is getting what I can off of this flavor party unit right here, because the bone is always where all the flavor lies. You feel me? And it disperses from there. There you go, right there. Look. That's how you know. Look, this is enough for the next day. You might have some left over for the day after that, depending on how big your roast was. But this is all just, you know what I mean? Size of your family matters, all those type of things. But make sure you get all the meat, fill around. If it's soft, it's meat. If it's hard, it's bone. If it's meat, you gotta cut it off. Oh, look at all that. Look at all that there. Now it's time to slice and dice. Get a taco ready, party people. You know what I'm saying? You take a couple pieces at a time and just get it ready. However you do it. Your pace is your pace. This ain't no race. I'm Chef Boom, so of course I got a certain pace with mine. I go parallel first. And your knife gotta be all the way right, like mine is. And then you turn it around. You know what I mean? And you get it going the other way. You might want yours chunky like this, which is fine. There are no rules when it comes to flavor and when it comes to cooking, except for don't burn it up and don't feed people raw meat. But how do you want yours? Diced up small or big? You gotta take some of this fat. This is all fat right here. You want to take that though, dice it up too, because once you put it in that skillet, it's gonna melt down and it's gonna turn into what? Flavor. That's all we about. Mix that up with that protein right there, boom. Same situation. It's like practice, repetition, slice and dice. Make sure it's precise. You understand me? That's all protein right there with a little fat blended. Marbleization across the nation. Getting our meat ready for these tacos. We done did our shells. We done did our preparation. So now we're getting this meat ready. Like I say, cut it how you want. Just slide that over. Feel me? Get the rest of that, man. You do the same situation. The knife gotta be all the way right. Otherwise, you're gonna work harder. Make your job easier. Make your life easier. Bam. Pollo blend. This is a blend of pollo spices because it has a chicken bouillon blend in there. Has a small amount of paprika. This spice right here. Cumin. This is a signature Latin spice. Cumano. It gives you that Latin flavor that if it's not in there, you might as well not even call it Latin. Okay? Now this is a Chef Boom situation right here. This is my garlic pepper blend that I blended myself. Moving on, onion powder. Feel me? Find that in any store you would like. And then last but not least, another signature Latin spice, chili powder. Chili powder is the cousin of the cumano. They go together if you're doing Latin food. If you're doing Latin food, you don't have both of those in there, you're lying. Now we got our fresh salsa. Of course, I got my fresh tomato. I like to throw a little green onion in mine along with the white onion, cilantro, lemon juice, lime juice, touch of salt. Very traditional recipe that we put together for that salsa. Got your fresh cilantro right here that goes to me in things that aren't even Latin. It's such a wonderful, beautiful herb. I use it in most of my stuff. Now we're going to get over here to my cheeses, which is a key thing because we have certain blends. Now we got just a simple Monterey Jack and cheddar blend with your first pile, which is a traditional American Southern California blend of cheeses. Now your middle blend is a traditional Latin blend. Shout out to Cacique. because I love using their cheese blends. That's the Manchego, the Osaka, the Quesadilla, and Asadero blend right there. That gives you your silkiness, your texture. I like to use those even in my mac and cheese because it bonds the flavors together. And then my last pile is also Monterey Jack, cheddar, also the other cheeses I just mentioned to you, all blended into one. So the first two, and then the third pile is the first two blended all into one. Cheddar, Monterey, Manchego, Osaka, Casidero, and Asidero. Chef Boom, Latin America, Southern California, Los Angeles. Let's go. Now you got your natural greases and release from the protein that you roast, what you call your au jus. That's what this is. This is my pork au jus right here. So I want to take that out of the pan, put it into the new pan that I'm finna do my taco meat with, because that's all flavor. And again, I can't stress it enough. What we all about around here? Flavor. Feel me? On top of flavor, on top of flavor, on top of flavor. Because you'll never forget flavor. You forget what you see in a minute, but some of you taste it, it'll remain in your memory forever. So once we get it to a little sizzle, you just want to heat it up, get it nice and hot. You don't need to add no grease to do this. Is the whole point of this. It's going to create its own natural greases for the saute situation. So the pork that we diced up and got it nice and taco ready, we're going to put that inside the pan with all that flavor and that fat that we diced up. Remember, it's finna go ahead and break down too once that heat get to it. Feel me? Man, that's all we need. Leave these 2 shots for later on. Feel me? And we're gonna let that do what it do. You wanna take that, you know what I mean? You take your tongs, do what you do with your tongs, or you wanna go ahead and saute that up a little bit and let it heat up some more so it get looser. The looser it get, the more you can saute it and mix it on up. For all my chefs out there, for all my home cookers, don't you worry. Plastic spoon. You don't want to mess up your pan. You take it and do what you do. Period. Boom. Now another element to this, you can add, dice you up some onion. Throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? Red, white, green, however you feel. Throw it in there with it. You can do that. But right now, we just doing the protein. The Chef Boom got all that other secretness already going on over there to the right. Flavor party. That's what it's all about. Listen to that sizzle. I'm doing my taco shells. I'm gonna go with my street joints, feel me? Because they cute. Everybody love them. And they real quick. But as you can see, I did a couple big ones. And I'm doing my street ones because I can do multiple things with those. And once I get done with my shells, get them nice and, you know, laced up. Feel me? Placed up. I'm gonna come over to my pork, which I saturated and sauteed and flavored. You feel me? And I'm gonna take that, and that's gonna be our protein base, right? And then we're gonna come over here to our right, and we're gonna fill it up with all the rest of the goodness that we prepared earlier. Flavor party all day, every day. Let's go. So you know what I'm saying? I did my shells. I'm gonna come over here to my sauteed up, laid up pork that I did. I'm gonna go over here to my right and get my fresh cilantro, and I'm gonna garnish it with that just to look fly for the company. You know what I mean? Just so my company will be like, oh my God, cilantro. And we're gonna place it right on the middle right there like that. Boom. So when they come in there, we walk in with our pan, you feel me, and we serve them with their tacos, and they see it like that, and they think you spent forever on it, when really, it took me 2 seconds to do that, right? Flavor party. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget, with your street taco shells, they don't take as long as the regular size joints. You want to do 1 to 2 minutes on each side with a nice medium high heat. And these are nice and flexible, but they got a crisp on them. And that's the goal. You want to see small, what I like to call crisp pimples. Pimples of crispness. You feel me? And that's what those little brown dots are. That's what lets you know your shell is good to go and it's still flexible. If you can't fold it, that means you cooked it too long. You're going to have to start over. Don't settle for less. If you didn't do it right, do it again till you get it right. Flavor party. Chef Boom. Make sure it's right. Garnish game. Now, this is opinion, you know what I'm saying? But I like to give my guests a chance to build their own taco. So what I do is I garnish their plate up with the situation. Whatever they don't like, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna leave it. Whatever they like, they're gonna put it on their taco. And so if they're just lazy as hell, they won't like that idea. If they're ambitious and about the business, like the millennials and the real culinaires of the world, they're gonna love this idea. Give them some of each cheese, bam. Give them some of each cheese, bam. Give them some of each cheese, bam. You know what I mean? There you go with your garnish. Now you come on over here to your stove with your hot. You give them their shells. You know, give them 2 street taco shells. Give them 1 regular size shell. You take your protein and you garnish the shells with the protein. Trust me, they'll do whatever they need to do. People like to pick it up and just eat it, so they can still do that. You put that protein on there. Bam, garnish it with a little of that cilantro. Yata. You know what I mean? Put that right there like that, bam. And say, there you go. I'll fly with it. Maybe that's just you and your girl, or you and your man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a more intimate style of doing it. If you have a whole lot of people or a whole lot of guests, then yeah, you can go ahead and structure the tacos as you like. But that's a fly Chef Boom flavor party style of doing it. There you go. Have it your way. Flavor party. Leftovers. Day after Easter. Let's go. You feel me?
Alright, and start from the top.
I don't never really show that, but guess what? I'm a professional. I've been doing this for 15 years now. I stay washing my hands. Hot water, soap. You feel me? Get in between them fingers, palms. Sanitation across the nation.